Hello everyone and welcome to this brand new video. Now this is for online coaches that want to scale but are struggling because your competitor is stealing your clients, and they're stealing your clients because you're not implementing reality shifting content. Now you're probably like posting tons of content on Instagram, on many platforms or whatever, and you might get some conversations running, but when it comes to actually selling, when it comes to actually pitching a call or selling your coaching, people are like, nah, I'm good for now. And even if you circle back, they're good. And the reason is because you're giving everything in the content itself. You're not shifting their perspectives around their problems. Okay? So the key thing with that is you need to understand that people don't necessarily buy coaching. They buy coaches. They buy your beliefs. They buy your mechanisms, they buy your values, your all sorts of things like that, okay? So why you should stop posting educational content and start shifting beliefs, I call it reality shifts, is because I used to do exactly that. I spent months creating educational value-packed content thinking it's going to attract my dream clients, okay? Like I said, I got engagement, I got people sending me messages, but it's mostly from people that said, okay, I'll think about it, or maybe when it comes down to selling my coaching. I even got people that I was consulting that had 800,000 followers on Instagram that couldn't sell because they weren't implementing this. I had videos that got 1.5 million views, but I couldn't actually leverage the virality in any way because it wasn't giving me the right people, okay? On top of that, I hear people giving free consultations and, wasting their time because they don't actually get any sales from it. And then it also hit me with AI, right? Because anyone, if someone, let's say, wants to get in shape or improve their business or improve their dating life, whatever, they can just put it in AI and an AI will give them a step-by-step answer in seconds. The AI isn't going to ask them a question back, oh, why do you want to do this? Or what have you tried before? Or something like that. So people don't follow people purely for the information. They follow people because of their unique perspectives and their shifts in their beliefs, okay? And that changed everything for myself, okay? That really completely shifted my perspective because I realized people don't buy coaching, they buy their shift in belief, okay? So that means I stop teaching how to do things and start shifting what people believe, okay? So I've been creating content to my audience, challenging their current way of thinking. What do they believe in that's keeping them stuck, and how can I change that? For example, some person might think that going viral is the way they can grow their coaching business. And the way I challenge that is I say, look, this person with 800,000 followers has gone viral, but they're not growing their business. Why is that? Because they're attracting a bunch of freebie seekers and not interested people that want to buy their coaching, okay? And that's when everything clicked for me, because people started attributing those specific mindset shifts to me. And then I got messages basically saying, your content's amazing. I totally agree with everything that you're saying. I need your help. And that's what I want you guys to reach. I want you guys to get inbound DMs of people saying, hey man, I want to work with you. Okay? So let's get into this training. So first of all, before I get into all this goodness stuff over here, I want to briefly talk about the anchoring effect. Okay, so the anchoring effect is our tendency to rely heavily on the first piece of information we receive. For example, if you meet someone and you've got a bad interaction or a bad first impression, no matter what that person does, even though they donate tons to charity, become a philanthropist, spread positivity around the world, you're still initially going to think that that person's not a good person. And it's because the information that we first receive, the anchor, significantly influences all subsequent judgments and decisions, right? First identified in the 1970s, and this occurs because our brains naturally look for patterns, okay? So when you can challenge these beliefs that people have, for example, going viral is good. If you can challenge those anchored beliefs and shift them, they're going to have a huge awakening and they're going to attribute that to you, okay? And that's what we want to do. If someone can tell you, oh, you don't have to be in the gym 5 hours a week. You only have to be in the gym for 1 hour a week and get amazing results and be shredded. Now you're going to open your beliefs and be like, wow, this is so cool. I never knew this before. And if you back it up with social proof, with other things, it gets even stronger. So I'm trying to constantly break the anchor that people have, right? Thinking that virality is going to build their business, thinking that making more content is going to build their business, right? And that's what we're trying to do here. So the 3 things that you need to do to shift people's beliefs is, first of all, lead with why it matters. Instead of telling people how to do things, tell them why it's important in the first place, okay? Help your audience understand the deeper reason behind the strategy or action, okay? So create your own unique framework, blah, blah, blah. I'll get into these 2 later. Let me get into why this matters, okay? So let's just go through some exercises. So instead of saying, here's 3 exercises to grow your biceps, if you're a fitness coach as an example, say, most people don't know what the 3 most attractive body parts are in guys, especially if you're looking to attract a wife. That's just a random example I came up with. But let's say, for example, you're helping guys attract a wife, right? Or you're helping guys become more attractive to attract a wife. Not only are you not a normal fitness coach and you get put in a different box where people see you differently, but you also attract more of your target audience if you're running this type of video. Specificity and things like this, where you're changing people's perspective, is what's going to help them, right? Some people think, oh, I just have to, get as muscly as possible in order to be attracted to women. But you're saying, no, just here's the 3 most attractive things you need to focus on. And that's shifting their perspective, okay? It's only slight, but it changes their perspectives on how they're looking at it, right? And this is, for example, good for an offer where you're like, I help busy men build an attractive lean physique to a secure date. So you're telling people not to, let's say, go in the gym 5 times a week, but you're telling them to do other things to attract, to, build those 3 most attractive body parts. And that's your offer. Maybe it's abs, maybe it's shoulders, and maybe it's chest. I don't know, right? But this is what's going to make you separated from other people and going to shift their perspectives, right? Because if some person's goal is to attract like a wife or attract the one, then your coaching is going to be for them. If your coaching is just for every man that wants to look good, whatever, why do they want to look good? Why do they want to be in shape? They want to attract the opposite sex, right? As an example. So if you boil things down to what their goals are, you're gonna shift people's perspectives. Another example. Instead of saying how to post content to attract high quality leads, you say, stop going viral to attract high ticket coaching clients, but focus on repelling content instead. Now, repelling content is in this case a unique mechanism. So creating content that repels people that aren't a good fit. That would be how it would look like. So this is for people that, let's say, have an offer like this. I have coaches with big audiences build a profitable coaching business in 14 days, right? With big audiences. That's the uniqueness about it. Okay, so because I'm generous, right? If you look underneath this video, don't do it yet. Finish this video because I'll give you some more nuggets. But underneath this video, there's a completely free, no opt-in required Google Doc with 40 plug-and-play scripts that you can use to basically make more belief shifts with your content. So you can go in the description, make a copy of this, and you can use this to create more belief shifting content, okay? So make sure to do that just in the description of this YouTube video. Okay, let's get into the second part, which is create your own unique method or framework, okay? So develop a signature concept or step-by-step model that reflects your approach. Again, if you align this to who you can help, even better, right? So let's get into the description of this. Like, you need to think of the core transformation your clients want. Like, let's say, for example, we go back to the person that wants to attract a wife, right? If your framework, right, examples here are the reset framework or the momentum loop. If your framework is like, this is how we're going to get your wife, we're going to get in top shape, we're going to dress well, and we're going to improve our confidence, all of a sudden, the mechanism fits the outcome that they want to achieve. And that's like, I'm just trying to do, that's like, we want to hit the target, right? We don't want to have a mechanism that's like basic, like, 3-day split in the gym, push-pull legs. That's your mechanism. Like, that's not a mechanism because it doesn't relate to the end goal. We want to hit our end goal in the target with this mechanism. We want to relate it to that. Okay? The more memorable and the more unique it is, the better. Okay? And it should be simple enough to explain. I always like using the 3-step framework. So 1, 2, 3. In my case, I've got 4 steps because I want to have it a flywheel, but make it simple. Make it very easy. Okay? And for example, you guys might know if you watch my YouTube videos, I've got the Creative 4 flywheel. And that's just creating ads, building an audience, nurturing them with content, building up your email list, and having conversations. That's literally it. And obviously, I've got unique other things as well. But this is the main concept that I use, and it's evergreen, okay? So you don't want to have a unique mechanism that you have to retire every month or so because your program changes or whatever. You want it to revolve around your core outcome that you want to achieve. This helps people get to 20K a month in profit as an online coaching business. And that's why I tell this to my clients. So, number 3, infuse your content with your personal beliefs and strong opinions, right? If you're specific and bold and you're showing who you're for and who you're not for, this helps you attract the right people and repel all the wrong ones, okay? Now, a further example of this is like when running an online coaching business, it's not like the content isn't about what you teach, it's about who you are and who you stand for, right? And that's how you really build a magnetic brand, okay? So you don't have to dilute your messaging by saying, oh, you might be able to do this or you might be able to do that. Just be bold. You can always add nuance later. For example, if you've got a video and you're like, you know, for some people you should be for most people in this space, you should be posting once a day on Instagram. No, that's not going to be strong enough. You can just say, in every occasion, no matter what the case is, post daily on Instagram. Some people might say like, oh, I don't need to post daily and I still grow my business. Then you can add nuance and be like, look, for some people they don't need it, but most people need to post daily. So ultimately your voice becomes the differentiator in a sea of generic advice, okay? Just be bold. And you don't have to go shift your original like belief systems with this. You just have to be bold with what you're saying. For example, for me, I value freedom and not just revenue. I'm Christian. I love working out and taking care of my body. And my dream car is an Aston Martin, okay? This is my dream car, not something else, not maybe a Porsche, maybe this, it's an Aston Martin. So whoever likes an Aston Martin car might want to work with me more than other people, okay? And that's what I'm doing. I'm building a unique brand, okay? So I'm going to keep this nice and short. I hope you guys learn how to shift beliefs in this video. Like I said, in the description, there's a full 40-page, there's 40 plug-and-play scripts that you can use to shift beliefs. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you want to scale your coaching business to 20K a month, you can book a call below. Other than that, have an amazing day. Peace.